My dad kindly brings the orphan child of an old friend into the company as an intern, but I never expect the first thing she says on day one. To be this, I'm fine working here, but Mr. Sterling, please don't use it as a chance to hit on me. And don't you dare develop feelings for me. In the conference room, several executives are so stunned they trade speechless glances. The air turns unbearably awkward. Only I stay calm, looking at Vanessa Carter's cold, icy, beautiful face. I don't feel a single ripple inside, because I know Vanessa, just like me, has been reborn. In my last life, my father brought this orphan daughter of his old friend Vanessa into the company, and I fell head over heels for this cool, aloof, brilliant woman at first sight. As the heir of Sterling Group, I poured in every connection and resource I had. I taught her the business hands-on, cleared every obstacle from her path, and lifted her from a complete rookie, all the way to the youngest vice president in Sterling history. And the first thing she did in that VP chair was join forces with her first love, Tristan Hale, the golden heir of our rival, Hale Group. Together they drained Sterling shares and swallowed the empire my family had built over 3 generations. I still remember that rainy night. She stood there in a sharply tailored suit, right in that conference room, in front of my own parents, and announced that Sterling was bankrupt and changing hands. Before she left, her eyes were ice cold. In business war, there is no love, only profit. Goodbye, Adrian. Now, seeing Vanessa wear that same proud holier-than-thou look again, all I feel is disgust. A cold laugh slips out of me. Dad, it seems, Miss Carter here, isn't too happy with what our company's offering. Why don't we just pick someone else? No point wasting the spot. Vanessa freezes, then panics. That's not what I meant, don't get me wrong. Watching her composure crack, I smile. The next day, I get ready to head out in my Rolls Royce as usual. My butler opens the car door with great respect, but Vanessa slips in first. Adrian, I told you yesterday, don't flirt with me, and don't even think about getting close to me. I'm almost speechless. This is my car, I'm not used to carpooling with anyone. Vanessa never expects me to be a completely different person. Get out, now. She ignores me. I'm just catching a ride, do you really have to be like this? She bets I'm bluffing, but the moment I sit down, she steps out in disgust as if even breathing the same air as me makes her sick. Walter, drive. Yes, young master. Finally, I can get to work in peace. At quitting time, I look down at the cars coming and going at the entrance. Looks like those leeches from my last life are back online. The man who arrives is Tristan Hale, heir of Hale Group. He strokes Vanessa's face with familiar affection. A leech in a floral shirt eggs them on. No way, Vanessa, you really work at Sterling headquarters? I heard. Regular staff here can't even go permanent after 3 years. And you, an intern, just walked right in. So jealous you've got that kind of connection. You'll skyrocket up the ladder from here. Hey, gorgeous, it's Mr. Hale's birthday. This weekend, you've got to show us. That high-end private club Sterling runs? A leech in a denim jacket chimes in. Yeah. I've wanted to check it out for ages. Vanessa, set it up for us. Company rules? The club is for business clients only. It's not open to the public. Vanessa, now that's not fair. Is Mr. Hale really an outsider? He's your boyfriend after all. Just go tell Mr. Sterling. When the niece asks, how can it not happen? Besides, aren't you living in the Sterling family home? Right. Vanessa lives in Sterling Manor itself. Vanessa forces herself calm. They're strict at that place. No strangers allowed inside. Let's just ask the club instead. Then it's settled. Tristan acts like he holds all the cards. Fine, I'll go talk to Uncle Sterling. It shouldn't be a problem. Gorgeous, don't let us down. I watch all of this in silence. How did I never see it before? Vanessa is such a two-faced woman. She's living off someone else's charity, yet she calls the Sterling family home. A strict household without batting an eye. If I went down there right now and exposed her, I wonder what kind of scene it would be. Suddenly something hits me. I turn and call Walter, my butler. I ask him to pull tonight's surveillance footage from the company entrance. Every shot covering the public area of the plaza. Back it all up. The next day I'm having breakfast with my father in the dining room. Vanessa comes down the stairs late. Morning, Vanessa, come have some breakfast. Vanessa murmurs a reply, pulls out a chair, takes a sip of coffee, pauses, then says, Uncle Sterling, there's something I'd like to discuss. A friend of mine has a birthday this weekend. Could we use the high-end club the group owns to throw a party? I almost laugh. This woman really has the nerve to ask. You mean throw a party at Sterling's club? My father wipes his mouth. Vanessa, that place is for business clients. It runs on company assets. Not even for a few hours? I already promised them, Uncle Sterling. The club really isn't convenient. It's a company asset, not a private venue. The weekend isn't here yet. You can explain it to your friends early. Before he even finishes, Vanessa sets down her coffee and goes back to her room. Vanessa, no breakfast? Not hungry. Vanessa, wait a second, Vanessa. You're new to the workplace now. This is a crucial time to build experience. Put work first, and stay away from the Hale crowd, understand? Vanessa speaks up. I'm grateful, Uncle Sterling. You've looked after me. But that doesn't mean you can interfere in my private life. Maybe I need guidance, but I don't need to be lectured. I cut in. Dad, respect other people's fate. Let go of the savior complex. That's what you taught me, remember? Vanessa glares at me. Adrian, don't you get all snide with me either. So what if you're rich? I've lived the rich life too. Nothing special. This time I won't let go. Tristan, you can forget about it. If that's how it is, then why don't you just quit and leave? Your severance stays the same. We'll process the paperwork today. I'll have HR handle it myself. At that, Vanessa can't sit still. You have no right to fire me. Uncle Sterling is the one who brought me here to intern. My father thinks for a moment. Both of you, ease off. Head out early, so you're not late for work. After he leaves, Vanessa shoots me a glare and storms off. My father is still too soft-hearted. Looks like it's time to turn up the heat. In my last life, I got dead drunk at the club, and Vanessa stole my phone and transferred the shares. I faintly heard Tristan say, Vanessa, that night was breathtaking. That was the best thing I've ever received. He paused, looked at me, and spoke the final words. A birthday gift. Recalling that ugly memory from my last life, I let out a sigh. Fine. This time the birthday gift will be one you both remember forever. Then I call my dad. Hey Dad, I've booked flights for you and a few executives for an overseas site visit this weekend. I sent the project files to your email. Yes, this project looks very promising. Go see it for yourself. Then I make another call. A little later, Vanessa and I ride to work in the same car. Walter, my dad is going abroad this weekend for the site visit. Book a few extra executive tickets. Of course, I'll tally them up shortly. The bait is in the water now. Vanessa, don't you dare let me down. On the day of the trip, I clutch my stomach and look at my father with an apologetic face. Dad, my stomach is acting up. I can't go on the visit with you. Is it serious? Should we call a doctor? I smile. Just a minor thing. Some rest will fix it. Don't let it delay your trip. My father leaves, just as planned. The stage is fully set now. I call up my buddy. Ryan, let's meet up at noon. Bring the guys. Same old place. Adrian, why eat out? Your private chef's Cantonese food is the best. I take a sip of tea. It's got more atmosphere out here. After we eat, we'll talk in my office. It's a pro-level meeting room. My friends share a knowing smile. Halfway through, I step out of the room and open the office surveillance on my phone. These leeches are in my office, tearing through everything. Guys, look what I just found. They're snapping photos of the company's trade secrets like crazy. Right then, Walter calls. Young master, Miss Carter's friends have gone into your office. They're going through the file cabinets. Should I stop them? I laugh. It's fine. Let them relax on the weekend. A little peek at the files won't hurt. Watching the footage, I still feel a wave of disgust. Vanessa, don't you dare let me down. Meanwhile, I keep hosting my friends. You guys done eating? My office is right upstairs. Let's go. Move, move, move. I want to see what new project you've cooked up this time. With that, I lead my friends toward my office. The real show is only just beginning. Young master, the Hale group has been led to the lounge downstairs. Miss Carter and Mr. Hale are still in the inner lounge of your office. The inner lounge? Guys, I figure those two are right in that office, over there talking business plans. I quicken my pace to the office, push the door open, and sure enough, the two of them are all tangled up together. That intern, why is Vanessa in your office, and Tristan Hale from Hale Group? Why is he in your company? What is going on here? I have no idea. Mind if I take a few shots? And I snap the shutter fast. Tristan's face goes red with rage. You want to die? Get out now. Who do you think you are, telling us to get out on Sterling's own turf? This is an invasion of privacy. I'm amused. So you do know the words invasion of privacy. Then this is easy. I turn to Vanessa. Vanessa, you've really outdone yourself. Bringing people into my office to dig through files, trying to steal trade secrets. You like him this much? Why not hand over Sterling's shares to him while you're at it? Now take your boyfriend and get out of Sterling. Immediately. Hearing this, Tristan looks at Vanessa confused. What's going on here? Didn't you say the Sterlings treat you like their own daughter? And this company would be yours to run sooner or later? But Vanessa turns on me instead. Adrian, what a schemer. You just want to be with me, don't you? In your dreams. I give a helpless little laugh. Vanessa, is it your brain that never grew, or your common sense? If you're sick, go see a doctor. Don't stand here barking. Tristan straightens his clothes and stops embarrassing himself. Vanessa quickly grabs his arm. Tristan, this is a trap Adrian set just to drive us apart. But Tristan is no fool. He walks off without looking back. Your mess is none of my business. Get lost. Left alone, Vanessa drops to the floor in a sorry heap. Yet she still acts high and mighty. Adrian, drop your little schemes. Don't think this will tear us apart. I'd sooner pick a stray dog than ever pick you. One of my friends teases her. Miss Carter, what man would ever want? A woman who fools around in someone else's company? Stop preening like a peacock here. You're flattering yourself. No matter how tough she acts, that one finally cracks Vanessa. And besides, Aren't you the orphan and old friend left behind? The one Sterling took in? Whoa, an orphan they took in? Then why does everyone outside say she's some overseas educated elite? Hold on, I even saw her step out of a Rolls-Royce last time. That Rolls-Royce is Adrian's car. Exposed in front of everyone, another layer of Vanessa's defense collapses. Wait, then why is she acting so cocky in your office? I stay silent for a moment. Her father was an old friend who once saved my father's life. The two of them were close. She came back from studying abroad with nowhere to go, so my father kindly arranged an internship for her here. That made her wrongly assume I had feelings for her. She keeps saying the strangest things. Vanessa points at me, furious. Adrian, that's a lie. You're the one who's been chasing me nonstop. My friend laughs. Watch too many soap operas? Think you're the leading lady? Get out, all of you, out. Ha ha ha. Oh, take a look at whose company this is. You're telling Adrian, the owner, to get out? At that, Vanessa's face turns from green to white until she finally can't take it and bolts out the door. That woman is truly unbelievable. True, for someone like Vanessa, this much isn't nearly enough. This is only the beginning. Vanessa, everything you owe the Sterlings, I will collect it all back, piece by piece. When my father learns what happened, he never imagines his old friend's daughter could turn out like this. Bringing people into the company to dig through confidential files. She's trampling my good name into the ground. He sighs and makes up his mind. Let her go. With that, he leaves the study in disappointment. This has truly enraged my father. Good. That saves me the trouble of talking him into it. On the day she leaves, Vanessa sees me step out of the elevator and says smugly, "You're letting me go now, but in 3 months, even if you beg me on your knees, I won't come back. I'll show you who the real winner is." I smile. I have a pretty good idea why she's so confident. There's a major bid coming up in the business world soon. A perfect chance for a rising newcomer to make a name. She thinks she's the chosen one, but she has no idea how, in her last life, she actually won. Walter, book me a flight, the fastest one to New York, and one more thing. Look up a Chinese MBA student studying abroad. Her name is Bianca, at Wharton. Yes, find me her contact. A few days later, in a New York cafe, I meet with Bianca. The heir of Sterling Group, flying halfway across the globe, to find an MBA who hasn't even graduated. So what is it? I get straight to the point. Bianca, there's a major government contract bid. I need someone who can carry the weight. Not the company you worked for in your last life. This is a new investment management firm I've just founded. At the words last life, she grows cautious. What do you know? I smile. I know that in our last life, the one who won should have been you. And what do you offer me? Startup capital, full decision-making power, and a fair stage. No insider deals, no favored connections. Pure merit, nothing else. Bianca nods, satisfied. Deal. On the day of the bid, Bianca and I arrive at the venue together. The moment we step out of the car, we hear a commotion at the entrance. Why didn't I get a shortlist notice? The evaluation was decided as a group. The judging is rigged. Someone must have tampered with it. A staff member explains that Vanessa's qualifications truly fall short of this round's requirements. Vanessa turns, sees Bianca and me walking toward her, and looks puzzled. Adrian, what are you two doing here? But there's no need to deal with someone like her. It must be you, you scheming vixen. You used some shady trick to steal my project. Bianca turns back to her. We've all been reborn here, so drop the innocent act. In the last life, if Adrian hadn't helped you, with qualifications like yours, you'd have struggled to even pass the first screening. Vanessa looks as if it all clicks. So you've been reborn too. That's how you've known all along. At that thought, Vanessa loses control. Adrian, there's still time. Tell her to get lost, and I'll be with you from now on. She tries to save face again. I'm giving you a way out here. You'd better think hard. I shake her hand off. Then I take Bianca and head into the venue. She's insane. Bianca, let's go. Leaving that mad woman Vanessa shrieking where she stands. But the moment we reach the prep room, my phone rings. Adrian, have you seen the trending list? Look fast, this is big. I quickly open the link Ryan sent. The headline glares back. Sterling Group heir harasses female student. I lean back in my chair and sigh. But Bianca says the sob story post is cleverly written. She breaks the facts apart and reassembles them, half true, half false. The most vicious part is, she casts herself as the perfect victim, a lonely orphan with no backing, which naturally puts her on the moral high ground. And you, as the Sterling heir, naturally stand on the opposite side of public opinion. I know, I pause. But this whole strategy of hers has one fatal flaw. I leave the suspense hanging. Once her image collapses, there's no room left for her to recover. Just then my father calls and I tell Bianca, keep an eye on the project for now. I'll be right back. Meanwhile, the company's top brass are scrambling over this mess. The PR team has a statement ready. We suggest clarifying the facts first, while reserving the right to pursue defamation. We've also reached out to the platform, to see if we can pull it off the trending list first. At that moment, I push open the door and walk in. Pulling it down will only add fuel to the fire. Then people will say Sterling throws its weight around, paying to silence people. I look over the board members with full confidence. Don't rush to release any statement yet. The board frowns and stares at me. How do you plan to handle this? I smile easily. Vanessa wants to play the victim, doesn't she? Then I'll make her look even more pitiful. Dad, gentlemen, rest assured. Within 24 hours, this whole thing will flip around. Seeing how confident I am, the elders trade half-believing glances. Adrian, you're my son, and I trust you, but this concerns the group's reputation. It's no game. Whatever you want to do, I won't stop you. But if things spin out of control, I'll step in and handle it myself. I nod. It won't get out of control. Vanessa is playing the public opinion game, because right now she has no business leverage at all. All she can do is play the victim for sympathy. But like I said, the fatal flaw of this strategy is, once her image collapses, there's no room left for her to recover. Meanwhile, the internet erupts. Sterling Group, isn't that the real estate one? Is the Sterling heir really this disgusting? Bullying an orphan his family took in. These people have no conscience left. Sweetheart, keep yourself safe. If it comes to it, call the police. Boycott Sterling. A company like this shouldn't even exist. I look coldly at all this gossip. Don't rush. The real show is just beginning. Ryan, post the video I caught of them that day. My buddy's excited voice comes through the phone. I've been waiting for you to say that. Bianca is puzzled. Post it now? Not wait for more evidence? Tell her to drop just one piece and let them rage. The harder they curse, the louder the slap will land. Vanessa, you love trending, don't you? This time I'll let you trend to your heart's content. After letting it simmer for a while, the response comes. Walter has secured the footage from Hale Group. We've got the parking lot, the elevators, and the entire hallway outside Tristan's office, plus the footage from the company entrance that day, with Vanessa and Tristan talking to that whole group, is pulled too. It's complete enough. The timeline already lines up. Help me put all the material into one long post, arranged by timeline, each entry paired with its matching images and captions. Bianca starts organizing the information, and before long the post is ready. Just as I asked, everything is laid out by timeline, text and images matched one-to-one, with no emotional language, only the evidence. I study it carefully for a while. Good, but don't post it yet. Wait until 8 o'clock tonight. Bianca doesn't understand, so I explain. 8 is the peak traffic hour. The reach of Vanessa's sob story post should be hitting its highest point right about then. Throwing cold water at the busiest moment is what makes it stick in people's minds. Minute by minute, the time ticks by until the golden hour arrives when the crowd of onlookers peaks. Post it. The cold, hard timeline and evidence go out across the internet. It's spreading, faster than expected. Take out my phone too and look at the evidence I've been gathering all along, finally laid bare for everyone to see. Vanessa, you thought you were the victim. Now the whole world knows who's the thief crying thief. A moment later, I get a call from Ryan. Adrian, that move was brutal. It's going viral like crazy. Everyone who was just cursing me is rushing over to apologize, saying Vanessa Carter had blinded them all along. Ha ha ha. Wait, another leak just dropped. The Sterling resources are there for the taking. That fool Adrian hangs on my every word. The old man at Sterling is the easiest to fool. As for Adrian, just a brainless rich kid, easy to play. Someone lined up the long post you released, against the timeline in these chat screenshots, and found that in Vanessa's sob story post. The so-called dates she was harassed. She was out on dates with Tristan Hale for every single one. Right now the topic, Vanessa the Two-Faced, has shot up to number 2 on the trending list. She loves to trend, doesn't she? Let her have her fill of it. The next day, my father sees the outcome and thinks I handled it well. But one thing fell short. I underestimated how much damage Vanessa could do. If this time you hadn't had that surveillance footage, just your word against hers, do you think anyone would have believed you? I'll remember that, Dad. One more thing. This is the legal notice our legal team drafted last night. It's already been sent to Vanessa. Defamation, violation of her right to reputation, and attempted theft of trade secrets. 3 charges, more than enough to bury her. I look down at the notice in my hand and ask, Dad, Vanessa's father once saved your life. Can you really go through with this? My father falls silent for a while, then glances at the old photo on the desk. My old friend was my comrade in arms, and the man who saved my life. If he were still alive, I'd give everything I had to repay that debt. But his daughter is not him. What I owe is his life, not Vanessa's. She crossed the line. She struck at the very foundation of this company. My father pauses. This is no longer a personal grudge. Before long, the word comes down through the company. There's some news you might find interesting. Hale Group put out an internal memo first thing this morning. Vanessa's internship has been formally revoked. At the same time, through Hale Group's official account, Tristan released a public statement. A rich heir like Tristan. A fling is one thing, but there's no way he'd turn the whole business world against himself for her. One more thing. The media have already dug up the list of every girlfriend Tristan has had over the years. From models to influencers to heiresses, a long, long line of them. The reports mention his birthday party this weekend went ahead as usual, with a new flame on his arm, and not a single word about Vanessa the whole time. A moment later, she finally reacts. It's her. The second I pick up, a torrent of curses pours through. Adrian, what on earth do you want? Driving me into a corner makes you happy, doesn't it? Fine. What if I apologize right now? I'll issue a statement. I'll clarify that it was all a misunderstanding. Just have legal drop the case, all right? No, Vanessa. You think this world runs on your terms? You sling mud whenever you please, clear your name whenever you please. You think everyone is your puppet on strings? Adrian, she's clearly hysterical now. You'll come to a bad end. I hang up without another word. Vanessa, in my last life you sailed through everything at Tristan's side. This life you charge into battle for him, betray your benefactor for him, turn the whole business world against you for him, and all you get in return is a man who claims he knew nothing. This is only the beginning. What you owe the Sterlings runs far deeper than this. Elsewhere, Vanessa goes to find Tristan. Tristan, I have nothing left now. The Sterlings have thrown me out. The internet is full of people cursing me. And their legal team is going to sue me. Help me. I did so much for you. I got you Sterling's confidential files. I turned the Sterlings against me for you. You can't just abandon me. Tristan sets down his whiskey. You helped me? Get this straight, Vanessa. Adrian dug a pit and you jumped right in, dragging a whole crew to ransack his office, and getting it all caught on camera clear as day. Do you have any idea how Hale's shareholders see me now? Then what did that statement of yours mean? Just friends? Tristan, we've been together so long. That was damage control. If I don't cut you loose, should Hale go down with you? Tristan takes another sip of his whiskey. Still, you're not entirely worthless. In 3 months there's a government contract bid. Hale means to win it no matter what. You stayed close to the Sterlings all that time, didn't you? You should know their business inside and out. Help Hale land this project, and I'll give you a job. Project director. 7-figure salary. Vanessa freezes for a beat. You mean it? Of course. You know Adrian better than anyone. Know your enemy, and you'll never lose. This is also your only chance to turn things around. Vanessa grits her teeth. Fine, I'll help you. Now that's the Vanessa I know. Once again, the two of them are bound by mutual interest. Adrian, you think you've won? The real show is only beginning. Elsewhere, the review is set for the 15th of next month. Bianca and I are on familiar terms by now. I've already revised your proposal to its 4th version. I've gone through the data models and the risk assessment. And one more thing. A source inside Hale passed along word. Vanessa has joined Hale. Her title is Project Director, reporting straight to Tristan. So Tristan still won't let it go, bringing Vanessa in at this exact moment. It's obvious he's aiming straight at this bid, just as I expected. My expression stays flat. She has no leverage left. Hale is the only place she can go. Bianca nods in agreement, but a trace of worry remains. She knows too much about us. She never touched the core data. But our business strategy, our negotiating style, our connections, all of that she knows well. I know, so this time, we give her no opening at all. I rise and look out at the towers beyond the window. Another message lands on my phone. Hale Group, talking tough. Bianca teases. Looks like she's joined forces with Tristan, ready to fight you to the death at the bidding event. I say coldly, she loves big talk. Then I'll let her see with her own eyes what winner takes all really means. Vanessa, in my last life, you won this project on my connections, and rose straight up the ladder from there. This life you don't even qualify to leave the province. You think latching onto Hale will turn the game around? This world has only ever had one rule. Winner takes all. You said the real show is only beginning. Then I'll play it out with you to the very end. And right now, I'm waiting for one key person to appear. Young master, I found the person you asked me to look into. Vince Carter. After Vanessa's father died, this uncle became her closest living relative on paper. These past few years he's been drifting around the southwestern border, picking up the odd job now and then, but spending most of his time at the gambling table. Back when Vanessa was working her way through school abroad, in her hardest moments, this uncle never once picked up the phone to call. Walter pauses. But when I found him, he was crouched outside a mahjong parlor, right by the door. The moment he heard the words, "Your niece at Sterling Group," what flashed in his eyes wasn't concern, it was calculation. He probably figured Vanessa had climbed her way up, and that he, the uncle, could scoop up a share too. The news Walter brings puts me in a good mood. Bring him in. Tell him his niece needs her dear uncle. Understood. With this, Vanessa gains one more weakness that will be hard for her to handle. The next day, Walter brings a shabbily dressed man to the Sterling estate. So you're the young master of the Sterlings? My name is Vince Carter. I'm Vanessa's uncle. Her father passed early. So is her uncle. I'm the closest elder she's got. I hear your family took my niece in, gave her a job, and a place to stay. I'm just an uncle with no great talents. I only came to check on her. And to thank you in person. I offer a polite, measured smile. So you're Vanessa's uncle. Vanessa did intern at the company for a while. It's just that she left after a time. The man's smile freezes. Left for where? That you'll have to ask her yourself. The man flares up at once. Your family agreed to take her in, agreed to let her work at the company. So how did she end up thrown out? A young girl out there on her own, how unsafe is that? On his deathbed, her father entrusted her to me. As her uncle, I can't just stand by. I feign innocence. For the details, you can ask her. We simply let her leave through the normal process. There's no safety issue. It's just... I pause. Just what? Well, from what I understand, she hasn't gone looking for a new job. Instead, she's moved in with her boyfriend. Boyfriend? What boyfriend? Her father is gone, so when it comes to her marriage, it's me, her uncle, who has the final say. What no good punk dares lay a hand on my niece? Take me there. I let out a helpless sigh for show. Walter, bring the car around. Vanessa, the time has come to repay what you owe the Sterlings. So Vanessa's uncle and I drive out to a private villa on the city's outskirts. Along the way, I pick up a handy golf club from the roadside. What are you grabbing a golf club for? The road's rough. I'll use it as a walking stick, I answer. The moment we step into the lavish villa, the sounds of lovers fill the air. Just then I happen to drop the golf club, and Vanessa's uncle just happens to pick up the gear I dropped. Following the grating laughter, the man approaches a door. The instant he pushes it open, the woman on the bed turns pale with shock. Tristan has always been one who knows which way the wind blows. But the uncle's golf itch has already taken hold. You little punk, you dare touch my niece. Her father is gone. So is her uncle. I'll teach you a lesson in his place. Tristan's howls of pain are nothing like his cheer just moments ago. He shoves the golf-crazed uncle aside and bolts for the balcony, only to slam into a railing left to rot for years. Realizing he's caused a disaster, the man snaps out of it in an instant and flees. In the hospital emergency room, Tristan is rushed in for urgent care. I wait off to the side, anxious. After all, no one wants a death on their hands. Doctor, how is he? The patient's spine is severely damaged. We got to him in time and saved his life, but he's paralyzed from the waist down. Thank you for your work. After thanking the medical staff, I'm struck by a flood of feeling. By comparison, it seems I was a little luckier than you in my last life. At least I went quickly. And in all honesty, I'd still like you to live a good while longer. 100 years would be ideal. I'd even cover your medical bills out of my own pocket. Elsewhere, Mrs. Hale and Vanessa both arrive at the hospital, and enemies see red the moment they meet. Mrs. Hale, it's not my fault, it was my uncle. Go take it up with my uncle. At that, fury surges up in Mrs. Hale's chest. If you hadn't seduced my son, you scheming little vixen, would your uncle ever have come knocking? If he hadn't shown up and beaten my son, my poor boy never would have fallen. It's all your fault. But Mrs. Hale has already decided on her punishment. You will marry my son and care for him for the rest of his life. Vanessa is thunderstruck. No, I still want to work, to build something of my own. I can't. Spare me. Mrs. Hale sneers. Someone like you couldn't get into a decent company. Don't even dream of running off in this lifetime. In life you belong to the Hales, and in death you'll be a Hale ghost. Vanessa promptly climbs back onto her moral high ground. There's freedom of marriage. You can't force me. Oh, I can. No marriage, then pay up. Mrs. Hale presses closer with every step. I've done the math. Just pay our family $30 million, and we're done. Back when Vanessa and Tristan went public as a couple, Tristan's mother, as the future mother-in-law, appeared on a business talk show, and lavished Vanessa with affection, doting on her as if she were her own precious child. Who could have guessed that the once cordial mother and daughter-in-law would come to this? 30 million? What a joke. Vince and Vanessa couldn't scrape together 300,000 between them. And given Vince's character, he's long since vanished to who knows where. I step over to fan the flames. Shall I call the police? The next day, Mrs. Hale storms into Sterling Group in a rage. Where are the Sterlings? Your family ruined our son like this. And now you just hide and refuse to face anyone? At this point, my father steps forward. That ungrateful snake you took in. Her uncle crippled my son. Your family let a wolf in the door and brought ruin on our whole household. Mrs. Hale grows too worked up as she speaks, then steadies herself. From this day on, the Hales and the Sterlings are sworn enemies. My father offers no rebuttal. He simply turns and walks away. And Vanessa by now is backed into a corner. Adrian, I agree to be your girlfriend. Help me. Pay the 30 million in damages for me. I'll pay you back soon. Why on earth would I help you? I say coldly. And where would you ever earn 30 million to pay me back? By dreaming or by fraud? Vanessa starts to crack. It has to be you. It has to be you. You're still playing hard to get, aren't you? You love me so much after all. In our past life, you and Tristan shorted Sterling together and drove my entire family to their deaths. And you still expect me to help you? It finally dawns on Vanessa. I knew it. From your reaction on my very first day at the company, I knew. Since you've been reborn too, then we ought to join forces all the more. Join forces, wipe the slate clean, forget everything that happened before, and live a good life together. Hearing this, I genuinely cannot fathom what's going on in her head. Do you really think that's possible? I was wrong, it was all Tristan's idea. And you've been reborn too, haven't you? Let's pretend none of it ever happened. Let's start over, alright? But that, of course, is out of the question. Adrian, so I brought Sterling down in a past life. So what? You're alive and well right now, aren't you? Can't we just put it behind us? Put it behind us? Vanessa, some things you couldn't put behind you in 10 lifetimes. What you owe the Sterlings cannot be erased with a single let's start over. In the days to come, you'll repay it bit by bit. The day of the project review arrives, and Bianca and I prepare for the final battle. Honestly, I'm a little nervous. Relax. In your last life, Vanessa kept you down, not because you lacked ability, but because behind her stood Sterling's resources and connections. This life, none of those obstacles exist. Just perform as you normally would. Sure enough, Bianca's talent wins Sterling's proposal the unanimous approval of the judges. At that moment, Hale's project director, Vanessa, abruptly rises to her feet. Members of the panel, before the presentation begins, I'd like to submit some supplementary material first. Vanessa is carrying out the plan set before Tristan's paralysis. This concerns Sterling Investment Management and its suspected misconduct in this bidding project. Here is the relevant evidence. Please, panel members, take a look. At these words, an uproar sweeps through the room. Director Carter, the material you've provided indicates that Sterling Investment Management engaged in bribery during the qualification review. Are you certain this evidence was obtained legally? That's right. The source is entirely legal. The recording was obtained through proper channels. I pick up the document and glance at the recording it cites. It's nothing more than Bianca and me confirming whether the panel's relations had been smoothed over. Director Carter, the evidence you've submitted is indeed genuine, but haven't you left a part of it out? Members of the panel, after I recommended Bianca to the panel chair, I immediately added a line, but everything must follow the review criteria. I have confidence in Bianca's ability. When I said all arranged, I meant that all of Bianca's degree certificates, work history, and notarized records of project experience had been fully submitted. These two segments were maliciously clipped, deliberately distorted, with the sole aim of creating chaos right here at the review and disrupting the process. I can testify to this. This is the complete recording and email record from when Mr. Sterling recommended Bianca to me. Please, panel members, verify it. At this, Vanessa's face goes dark in an instant. This is impossible. When did you prepare all of this? From the very day you left Sterling. Vanessa, you think I didn't know you'd gone to Hale? You think I didn't know Tristan's whole purpose was to come after Sterling? You think I didn't guess that you'd pull something at the review? In our last life, you used these very same tactics to steal Sterling's files and let Tristan defeat us in the bid. This life, did you really think I'd give you the same chance again? In light of the fact that Hale Group, during the review, submitted maliciously edited, false evidence in an attempt to undermine the fairness of the process, in accordance with the review rules, I hereby disqualify Hale Group from this bid, and Tristan, paralyzed from the waist down, has no choice but to make an awkward exit. Vanessa shoots me a resentful glance. I pay her no mind, and instead signal Bianca to deliver the final defense. Thank you, members of the panel. Now, I will formally present the final proposal of Sterling Investment Management. In the end, Bianca leads Sterling Group to first place at the bid by a runaway margin. Vanessa, in our last life, you won this project on my connections. This life, there are no backroom deals. Merit speaks for itself. The victory is clean and above board. This is what the business world is meant to be. Sometime later, Vanessa finds a new way to pay off her debt. Miss Carter, I hear you used to be at Sterling. Now that's a big company. How did you end up in such a state? Vanessa pouts coyly. Mr. Calloway, let's not dwell on the past. That project you mentioned. The project? Easy though. A beauty like you, Miss Carter, could have any project she wants. It just depends on whether you know how to play along. Vanessa reluctantly downs the drink, but before long she can't bear it, and flees in a panic. Just as she's catching her breath, she sees Bianca and me stepping out of the private room across the way. You're following me! But Bianca only sighs. You really ought to see a doctor first. Vanessa is enraged. See a doctor? She hurls her bag at us like a madwoman, but we dodge it with ease. It's all you're doing, Bianca. You stole my project. You stole my life. Hearing the commotion, guests from the other rooms lean out to see what's happening. One of them seems to recognize Bianca. Bianca, it really is Bianca. I've seen you in the finance magazines. Miss Bianca, could we get a photo? Your business cases are studied all over our company. In an instant, Bianca is surrounded by a crowd of admirers from the business world, the center of attention. Watching the scene before her, Vanessa thinks back to her own past life. What's so impressive about that? She just runs projects, doesn't she? As if no one else has ever succeeded. Get lost, all of you. Only now do the others notice Vanessa. Who's this? A lunatic? The remark enrages Vanessa all over again. I am a legend of the business world. You're all trash. In her fury, Vanessa is shoved to the ground by someone's hand. Looking at the crowd she no longer belongs among, Vanessa loses all will to struggle. Let's go. The club staff will handle it. Everyone leaves, and Vanessa alone remains, lingering in place for a long, long time. Sometime later, I arrive at a nursing home. Heh. Mr. Sterling, you've come to visit Mr. Hale again. Mr. Hale has been recovering well lately, thanks mainly to the fine arrangements you've made, of course. The moment the ward door opens, a sharp, foul stench rushes out. Tristan lies on the bed, unshaven and haggard, without a trace of his former bearing. Apologies, Mr. Sterling. We've been rather busy these past couple of days, and forgot to bathe Mr. Hale. I'll have someone see to it right away. It's fine. I know things are hard for you here too. The director lets out a relieved breath. Mr. Sterling is so loyal and kind. Even his own parents no longer come to visit him. Yet Mr. Sterling paid out of his own pocket to bring him to us. Truly a living saint with a warm heart. Inwardly I'm amused. If I didn't know this place only takes the money and does nothing, guaranteeing only that he stays alive, never that he lives well, why would I ever have sent Tristan here? And in another ward I've arranged, Vanessa lies. After Miss Carter returned to her hometown, she was alone with no one to turn to. Soon she fell gravely ill, with no one to care for her. By the time she was brought here, it was already late stage. The doctor says she doesn't have long. Goodbye, Vanessa. In our last life, you stood in Sterling's boardroom, and before my parents' eyes declared Sterling bankrupt, like reading out a will. You said there's no love in business, only profit. This life, the profit is spent, the love is gone, and all that remains is this ward. What goes around comes around. This is all you deserve. A month later, at the Business Leader of the Year Awards, the host invites the year's top business leader, Miss Bianca, to take the stage and speak. Amid the applause, Bianca walks up to the stage. Thank you to the judges, thank you to my team, thank you to my partner. She pauses. Allow me to ask my partner, Mr. Adrian Sterling, to marry me. At once, Bianca strides briskly toward me, who's caught completely off guard. Tonight, let's go over the merger proposal.